My dear friends, our gospel text is from the Gospel according to St. Mark chapter 1 from verse 21 to 28. And it is about the ministry of Jesus in the synagogue. This ministry, as the text says, was exercised with authority. And as he commanded, unclean spirits obeyed him. The theme for our reflection is speaking with authority. The ministry of Jesus in Capernaum was a ministry on the Sabbath in the synagogue. Every Jew, per their tradition, had to go to the synagogue for instruction in the law. The scribes and the Pharisees were the religious leaders in the synagogue. And as religious leaders, they taught the Jews about the law. On this particular day, Jesus himself was the teacher. And the text says, and I quote, "The people were astonished at his teaching, for he taught them as one having authority and not as the scribes," unquote. What is the text trying to say? It is the point that when the other teachers like the scribes taught, they had to quote authorities to back their teachings. So the scribes' authority was derived from quoting other scribes. But this was not the case with Jesus. He did not quote any authority to back his teaching because he himself is the teacher par excellence. A similar story is narrated in the Gospel according to St. Luke, chapter 4, from verse 16 to 21, what is known as the Nazareth Manifesto. Jesus ends that text by saying that this is fulfilled in your hearing. This is to mean that he fulfills the law and the prophets. He is therefore the authority, and so he did not need any other source. Again, according to the Gospel of St. John, chapter 1, verse 1, it says, and I quote, "In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God." The verse 14 says, and I quote, "And the Word became flesh and made his dwelling among us," unquote. Now, Mark chapter 1, verse 15 says, and I quote, "This is the time of fulfillment." The point is very simple. And it is that the Word himself is God. And it's the Word, who is Jesus, who is doing the teaching. He is therefore the authority. He is the gospel. He is the good news. His very presence is the fulfillment of the law and the prophets. No wonder his teaching made a deep impression on the people. It is just like when a woman who has been married for about 40 years, and out of that has spent about 20 years taking care of her sick husband. When she starts talking about marriage experience, the effect of her message will be far richer than a young lady with just 1 year of marriage experience. Or when a mother of 5 children start talking about pregnancy or the experience in the labor ward, her message will make more impact than the message of a young graduate without any experiential knowledge. The experienced person, they say, is the best teacher. And nothing beats experience, not even intelligence. So the point here is that experiential knowledge makes more impact than just theoretical knowledge. Jesus is the experience. In fact, he possesses both the experiential and the theoretical knowledge. Hence, when he spoke, he did so with authority. For us, his followers, when we speak the word, what impression do we leave on people? That is a question for reflection. For us to make impression, our experience of the word must resonate with the teaching we give. The scribes and the Pharisees, in quoting others of repute to authenticate their teaching, made no impression on the audience. So then, it is not enough to have knowledge. Knowledge must be lived. Knowledge must be applied. So for us to speak with authority, we must experience the word. And by so doing, become the source of authority which make impression on people. In the document called Evangelii Nunciandi, issued by Pope Paul VI on December 8, 1975, he said, and I quote, "Modern man listens more willingly to witnesses than teachers. And if he does listen to teachers, it is because they are witnesses," unquote. This means to speak with authority, we cannot only be teachers, we need to become witnesses too. To conclude, Jesus exercised authority in his ministry and he made deep impression on people. And even unclean spirits were subject to him. May this power over unclean spirits be upon all believers, so that our world will be cleansed of evil. And may we who also exercise our ministry as followers of Jesus do so with authority for the salvation of the world. May God bless you all. Amen.